Hey guys, welcome to my channel, The Homestead Quest. My name is Amanda, and today I'm actually going to be doing my first vlog. I'll be taking you guys along with me today to get prepped and ready for a camping trip. And then if we have time near the end, I'll take you guys on a little garden tour as well. There have been some new developments out there. So come on guys, let's get ready to go camping. So I hit the grocery store today to get everything we needed for camping this weekend. We'll be doing a lot of food prep tonight just so that we don't have to worry about all that kind of stuff when we get out there, so that we can focus more on having fun and enjoying nature. So the first thing I'm gonna do is cook up some ground beef. This will be for the hobo meals, which is just one of the meals we're gonna eat while we're out camping. If you are not familiar to the world of hobo meals, allow me to enlighten you. A hobo meal is like a foil pack meal where you have, your foil, and then you put ground beef, and you could add things like potatoes and corn and cheese and onions and peppers and garlic and whatever else you want, and then you wrap it up in the foil and throw it at the edge of the fire, and it will cook it. And a lot of the times I do bring the raw ground beef out there and just do it that way, but I've noticed it's just a lot of extra time, a lot of extra work when you're out there camping, which once we're out camping, you want all of the work that you can have done before done so that you can enjoy your camping trip. So that will make life a lot easier, and it will also just reduce like cleanup time and like waste and everything while we're out there. So I'm gonna start cooking this. So this is the canned corn and canned potatoes that we also use for the hobo meals. And rather than have to lug all of these cans in a bag and then deal with opening them and draining them and dealing with the waste out there, I'm going to do all of that here. And I just have my storage bags. So yeah, I'm really excited to get to be going on this camping trip. Today is the first day in almost more than 2 weeks that I'm actually starting to feel more human. I've actually been really sick and woke up this morning still not feeling 100%, but feeling way better. And then I got the news that I didn't have COVID. So since I'm feeling halfway decent and I don't have COVID, I'm not missing camping. I'm going camping. It's been 2 weeks of not being able to do much, and I don't want to miss out on this camping trip. So I need a new can opener. This is bad. Corn done, and now I'm moving on to the potatoes, and this is broken. It's taking like twice as long as it should to do this. Like, look. It's not even moving half the time. I have to like get on eye level with it almost to make sure that it lines up. Please God, let me just get through the next 7 cans. I called my husband. He's actually on his way with my daughter to go pick up my dad's propane cooktop. I told him to grab a can opener from him just in case, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I barely made it through the corn, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to. It's like not gripping like it should. Did I get that? And we're also on the second batch of ground beef. It's cooking on the stove top right now, so I figured while that's cooking, we'll get this part done. One down. We have a little bit left to open this one. I'm really glad that I did this here now, because if we were out there trying to like rush to get dinner done and this wasn't opening and there's no way to like find another can opener, that would have been lame. Alright, I'm on a mission to open this last can, and then hopefully my husband remembered to grab a can opener from my dad, because there's no way that this is opening up these 3. Getting my countertop covered in potato juice, and I don't care. Just want you open. She's not opening, guys. So I'm gonna pack what I have now and continue on with the other stuff we have to get done, and then when my husband gets here with the can opener, we'll finish, because I yeah, I don't even know what to do about that. So I have round 1 of the ground beef just cooling off before I bag it up and put it in the fridge as well. And then I have some draining in the sink in a colander, and then the last round on the stovetop now. So we're making progress there. So I'm also going to be pre-cooking some bacon. That's one thing that I also noticed while camping. It's amazing to have some bacon. It's good for breakfast. We're gonna have burgers one of the nights, so it will be good on that. But it's just the biggest pain in the butt I've noticed to take camping with you. Because you know, you have such limited like cooking space when you're camping, because it takes up a lot of the pan, it's really oily, and it's just kind of a lot to deal with, I find, when you're camping. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pre-cook it and bag it up, and then we can warm it up when we get out there, which will be so much easier and so much less of a hassle. And I only cook bacon in the oven. It's just, I find it so much easier. I put it at 400, and then I have my bacon on a couple of racks over a cooking sheet. And it cooks evenly every time. It's no fuss. You don't really have to watch it. I would definitely put a timer on and peek on it, but it's not like when you're on the stove top and you're feeling like you have to flip and watch it constantly. And it usually takes about 25 to 30 minutes for it to cook all the way through, but I'm a crispy bacon type of gal, so I guess that just also depends on your preference. Alright, I'll get these in the oven now. So now that the bacon's in the oven, I'm going to move on to cutting up some fruit and packing it in my oversized Tupperware here. That way it's just cut up and ready to go. We just put it in the cooler and we can eat out of this all weekend long. I think I'll start with the watermelon. Ooh, she's pretty. So I actually grew up camping quite a bit. I went camping a lot with my dad and my sister, and we would of course do hobo meals, and we would fish and all of that good stuff. And one fond memory I have is my dad actually, like, one of the first things we would do when we get there is figure out the fire. He would tell us once we get there to search for coals and to just find some dry wood that we could use in the fire. And by coals, he was meaning the smaller stuff at the bottom of the fire that stays burning and keeps the logs, or the bigger logs, aflame. So things like pine needles and pine cones, smaller pieces of wood, so we would collect that. And then when I got old enough, he actually bought me this little yellow hand saw that I could saw apart decent sized logs for the fire if there was, like, you know, a small tree or something that had fallen down that was dried out. So that was really cool. And okay, so for you adults out there, did you guys have parents who, you know, you'd go out camping, but they told us to go snipe hunting? All they said was, you guys need to, you know, stay within eyeshot of camp, but go ahead and look for snipes. We can't tell you what they are, but they'll appear to you if you click your two sticks together and say, snipe, snipe, snipe. So all of us silly little kids believing our parents who just want a break from us, telling us to go snipe hunting, and I think it probably gave them at least an additional 30 minutes of free time while we were out there searching for these fake mythical creatures. The lies. I'll have to try that on Ezra. I think that would be actually kind of funny. On to strawberries now. So we will be taking one of our little dogs camping with us, and he was our first fur baby, and his name is Bear, and he is a dachshund. And Bear just loves to go. He's a water dog too. He loves to swim. He's actually gotten an ear infection because they have those long floppy ears, and he was swimming underwater. He would be swimming underwater actually to collect rocks, because for some reason he also loves rocks. Even if we like throw rocks for him in whatever body of water we're around, he'll dive for it. He'll swim and dive. He'll get it. And one time we were doing this at the Little Spokane River, and my best friend Brittany was with us. I think I was actually pregnant with Ezra. And she brought her German Shepherd. And Bear, we had this rock that we were having him play fetch with. And Bear felt a certain type of way about Grizzly trying to get his rock. Like, he was baring his teeth and getting upset. And we're like, geez, boy, it's not that serious. It's just a rock. Anyways, long story short, from diving under the water, there was one summer where we really took him out to the water a lot. So he got an ear infection, and we had to, like, use a cleanser and an antibiotic. So now we have to be kind of careful with him. As far as water goes, but he is also kind of starting to get older now, guys, so he's not quite as apt to jump in and swim, which is kind of a bummer, but I bet this weekend he will. Okay, so we'll cut up our pineapple last. I have our last portion of ground beef draining in the colander in the sink, and we're starting to kind of fight daylight, so I'm going to cut this up, we'll put this in the fridge, and then I will go ahead and give you guys that quick little unefficient garden tour before we run out of light. So we'll get this guy cut up. Also, you guys, obviously, since I'm going to be out camping, I'm going to be filming some adventures from that. I'll release the video sometime next week, so stay tuned for that. Alright, the fruit is ready to be picked up and put in the fridge. And all of the ground beef is cooked and cooling off now. And the first round of bacon is actually finished. And my husband and daughter just showed up from their errands and with food. So I'm going to take a quick break, eat dinner, and then we will go on our little garden tour. Alright guys, quick little unofficial garden tour time. My cucumbers are starting to get big, and I think they'll probably start to climb in the next week or so, especially after the next feeding that I'm going to be doing. And the pole beans have just started to go wild. The purple pole beans are finally starting to seem to catch up. I'm stoked to start getting some beans here in the next couple weeks. That's going to be great. The pepper plants are starting to look really big and healthy. I've been pulling the flowers off to ensure that they put all their energy into getting big. And this is the last week that I'm actually going to do that. So I'm going to feed them on Sunday when we come back from camping, and I'll no longer pull the flowers, and I'll just let them grow some peppers because I think that they're ready and it's time now. The leafy greens have been doing good. I've been harvesting a lot off of those. So I finally got my carrots thinned out, and they're really starting to get true leaves and starting to grow big. And as you can see, you guys, we've finally put up the long trellis. I'm so excited. I won't be able to do it tonight, but I do need to tie off my tomatoes to the trellis, and then I'm gonna tie the pumpkins as well. But I'm only gonna tie them to train them up because pumpkins can grab and climb up things on their own, whereas tomatoes can't, and you do have to tie them off. So I will probably do that on Monday. And my poor tomato plants, they really have been going through a rough year and been neglected. At the beginning of the season, it was just crazy rain, so their leaves were kind of affected by that, and I've gone way too long without tying them off. So once I tie them off, and after this next feeding, in the next, I'd say, week and a half, we're gonna see a huge change. We have the chickens out free ranging today. We have Henry and Red right there, and then I think that's Hot Donna over by the run, and then the little black chicken. We let these guys out so the little black chicken can feel comfortable with getting up to the water and the food without being, you know, attacked more or less. Because you ladies are mean sometimes. Why are you guys so mean to the little black hen? And here is the planter with the Jack-B Little pumpkins. I mean, they are getting huge. Oh, Henry. I'm just really pleased with the amount of growth that we've been getting. You guys, I'm gonna be a weirdo and climb to the top of my daughter's playset so that I can give you guys more of an aerial view of the garden. But my neighbors are probably gonna look over and think I'm crazy, so, but oh well. I wanna show you guys how it looks from up there. All right, let's go up. My daughter has her own little garden going on up here. I forgot about these two. We need to get her something to plant in there. And there's the garden from up here. And he's like, what in the world are you doing, lady? She keeps popping up at my feet because she thinks I have snacks. So the last of the ground beef has been cooked and is cooled off. So we're gonna pack it up and put it in the fridge. And back to it. So now I'm going to prep all the vegetables. I'm going to cut up some green beans and peppers, and those will go into the hobo meal or serve just as a side for any meal that we have out there. And then I have our mushrooms. I'm going to chop up some onions that will go in the hobo meals too and go on the burgers. And then I'm going to chop up some lettuce for the burgers as well. Then I'm going to put these baby carrots in a Ziploc bag just so that they're already in what they'll be stored in. And then you guys, we were able to borrow this can opener from my dad, and now that we have this functional can opener, let's open the last 3 cans of potatoes here. It's so easy, it's working! That was it. Wow, that would have really saved me a lot of time earlier. Oh. I get done in time to watch another episode of Stranger Things with my husband. That's been actually pretty fun to watch. We held off on watching it for a while, and now we're kind of hooked. So, and we haven't made it to part 2. I think it has a part 1 and 2, and we haven't made it to the end of part 1 yet. So we actually have quite a bit of catching up to do. It's hard to believe how long that show's been going on for, too. It's been like 6 years. I believe I was actually, pregnant with Ezra when it first came out. We've also completed our first round of cooked bacon. Round 2 is currently in the oven. Oh my god, those onions. And then we'll cook just 1 more pack. I think I'm going to cook 3 packs of bacon, and then I think we should be good at that point. Oh, you know what? I have tomatoes somewhere around here too that I'm supposed to cut up. Nah. Alright, onions are done. Put them in the fridge. Okay, so it's actually starting to get kind of late, but I got pretty much most of everything that I wanted done. So here's the finished bacon. We have the 3rd and final round in the oven right now. So we're almost done with that. I have my mushrooms rinsed off and they're drying. And then I'll bag this all up, put it in the fridge, and then as far as food goes for the camping trip, I am done. Still have to do some dishes, and I need to swap out some laundry and actually pack for us. It's late, but I really need to go outside still and water the garden. I'm gonna get my spotlight. I'm gonna give them a really good watering tonight and actually probably water them in the morning before I leave as well. And I actually have my best friend Brittany coming over the weekend to water on Saturday, and she's gonna check on the chickens and make sure everything is good there. I better sign off here and get all of that accomplished, but thank you guys so much for watching today. This was my first vlog, and as I said, tomorrow and all weekend I'll be filming while I'm camping, so stay tuned. So again, thank you guys so much for watching today. My name's Amanda. This is the Homestead Quest.